All right, and hello everybody, Peter here. Today we have this pen, which, as advertised, seems to have a lead width of zero point 0.2. It's pink, as you can see, and it has a whole bunch of fun Japanese garbledygook, the meaning of which I have no idea. Like yes, no. On the back here, there's all sorts of important instructions about how to use it. So hopefully I can figure these out just by the pictures, because these characters don't mean a whole lot to me. I made sure to order the pink one because it came open very easily. Look at that. That looks amazing. Should I leave the sticker on? Take it off? You know what? I'm going to leave the sticker on for now. That looks pretty sweet, actually. Anyways, as you can see, this does have remarkably thin lead. Somehow you're supposed to draw without the lead actually showing, so that this little metal tube supports it entirely. Hopefully I figure it out before I break too much of the lead off. I don't know, but let's get started, shall we? Alright, so I drew a picture, just a little bit more of nothing, like I always do. It's something, but ultimately it's nothing, and so in that sense it can be anything, whatever you want it to be. It's cool. You look at it, you tell me what it is. I don't really think it's anything in particular besides a drawing, to be honest, just some lines. And in this case, when you use a pencil, there's a difference. I know I don't use a pencil. I mean, I have used a pencil a lot in my life. A lot of times in school, you grew up using a pencil. Like most of the time in school, especially in the earlier years, you use a pencil far more than you ever use a pen. So I don't know. Do you think cumulatively I have used a pencil for more hours than I've used a pen? I don't know. I think I might have. Just all those school years and hours adding up. But maybe I'm catching up now. All the time I'm logging with a pen in my hand now. But anyways, so I'm fairly comfortable with a pen in my hand. I've done a lot of writing, a lot of scribbling in margins and stuff. But what I was trying to say is that when you use a pencil, you can not only easily draw lines, but the whole shading game changes completely, right? You can do little, I'm not used to talking about this, but you can do shades. You can just kind of shade it in darker, lighter, darker. And I think this is HB lead in this that came with it. And of course, when you get into pencils, you can get all these different hardnesses. The harder lead makes lighter lines, and the softer lead makes darker lines, because the softer the lead is, the thicker, and it just kind of smushes onto the paper and gets really soft. And you can get really in depth with it. Pretty much any art supply, pretty much anything in the world that there's people that get really excited and really enthused about it. They're enthusiasts. And I know out there are pencil enthusiasts. I guess I'm a bit of a pen enthusiast, but probably not as much as even some other people out there. I have a lot of pens, but I know there are people with more. I know there are. They're out there. There are people that know more about it than me. See, I don't even know about ink that much. I just like drawing. I don't really care. Anyways, what I was saying is you can do lines with a pencil, and then you can do shading. Just kind of, I'm making like a motion with my hand, kind of like a weird wavy motion. Anyways, and it's fun. It's different. And a lot of people like mechanical pencils. I tried to explain this when I was streaming this drawing. With mechanical pencils, a lot of people seem to like them because you don't have to sharpen them ever. And some people think, I guess the line does stay pretty uniform, but if you get really in there, if you really stick your nose deep into the drawing, you realize that the line doesn't stay totally uniform, because the lead is a tiny, tiny cylinder. Well, it's a really long cylinder with a very tiny diameter, tiny radius, tiny circumference, other fun geometrical words there, and you're using it mostly at an angle. Maybe the line would stay a perfectly uniform width if you're using the pencil perfectly straight up and down, but since you're using it at an angle, the pencil, the lead, why am I even talking about this? But the lead gets ground down into an oval shape on the side, and then you can rotate the lead, and you can get like a really sharp point, or you can use the duller side and do like some that's the dull side of the tiny. Even this point 0.2 lead, I could use the dull side of this tiny 0.2 lead for doing some blurry or shadier lines, the shady lines that you find deep in deep dark alleys. Those are the good ones for doing shading. And then you could turn it on its edge after you did some shading and do some really fine crisp, for like hatching or drawing some crisper lines. Those are good. And then, but you can only draw so many of those before you've ground down that little point and need to rotate it again. So you got to keep your mind on all this. It's fun. It's different. There's little things you learn about each little art supply that you use. And really the best way to find out all these little things about each little art supply is just by using it. And you won't figure it out maybe on the first drawing, the second drawing, or the millionth drawing, hopefully by the millionth drawing, but just grab a piece of paper, start drawing, just do it. Okay. I feel like I say it in every video, and people are like, he always just says, just start drawing, but I don't know how. I can't even draw a stick figure. I can't even draw a straight line. Look, you don't got to draw those things. I might have drawn a few straight lines, but I didn't draw any stick figures in this. I drew a lot of wobbly, curvy lines in this and just smushed them all together. And it's just because I've spent a lot of time drawing wobbly, curvy lines and smushing them together in different ways and playing around with it, I suppose. Anyways, and that's only because I enjoy doing that. You get better at doing things that you do a lot, and you'll do things a lot that you enjoy doing. Don't do it if it feels like a chore, unless you really want some other outcome from it, you only do chores because you really want what happens when you do the chore, like because you want clean dishes or a vacuumed floor. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Okay. I need a drink of water. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. There was something else I wanted to say, but I don't remember. Maybe I'll say it in the next video. You're all amazing. And, I think I just winked at you, but I might have winked both eyes. I'm not sure. Okay, goodbye. You're cool. And you. Okay, bye.